Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about text and text management. As you can see here, this is a text box, and notice I can just grab it and move it around. That's something that's probably not obvious right away to you. I can also squash it up. I can make it a little bit bigger horizontally and vertically and all that stuff, and actually cover up the text entirely. I'm actually going to move the text box down here, and if you've got some graphics underneath that are a little bit more difficult to see through, that can be a little bit of an issue. But so as you know, also I think that I can change the color of the text at any time. So I'm just going to do that really quickly here, just to demonstrate it. And you basically do that by clicking here, and I can select a color, and so now the text is red as opposed to white. I can change the justification of it, so I can align it left, I can center it, I can align it right, or I can make it look like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and have it be nice and perfectly flush against the left and the right hand side. Now the other thing that's interesting I can do is do letter spacing. So I can actually indicate how much space there is between the actual letters of all the text here. I'm going to say 10 pixels, which is of course quite big. And I'm going to actually make this a little bit bigger so as to accommodate it. So now you can see, I've got 10 pixels in between everything. I can actually make the line spacing a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger just so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to actually make it 1 inch, which is sort of normal. Or actually 1.15 inches, which is sort of more normal. And I'm going to return the letter spacing to normal again so you can see what it looks like. So there you go. So it's very, very nice to be able to change these things. And of course I can also change the actual font and the size of the font I'm using. So I'm going to change it into, I guess Fanwood's probably a good one. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, let's say 36. Yeah, so you can see I can make it very large or very small quite easily. And of course, you have bold and italic and all the normal things that you normally have. Oops, I think I erased. Oh, there we go. So now you've seen a little bit about how text manipulation works. The other thing that I haven't really covered is if you have a background which is very difficult to see the text against, you might want to try one of these two buttons. The first one here on the right makes the background a little bit light. So you can see now the background is slightly, it's sort of like looking through white sunglasses, if you will. Of course, if the background is a little bit more colorful, I might want to try a dark color. So I would click on this right here, and actually you can see it's almost like looking through sunglasses right now. As I move this around, you can see it's actually made the white a little bit darker here. One last thing, now if you notice the text is right up against the edge here of the text area. If I want to actually put a little buffer in there, I can do that by clicking on Add Padding to Text. And I can see there's always this little buffer around the edge of the text region and the actual text itself. So that can be a little bit nice, especially if I use things like this. So yeah, there you go. So now you can understand how that looks just a little bit nicer. So now we've gone over the basics of text, and we're ready to move on. Thank you.